I don't know if there's much that's more southern than a blackberry cobbler. Today I'm going to show you my version that I've been making for years and how to adjust it for just about any diet. Join me in the kitchen and I'll show you how. To make our blackberry cobbler, we have to start out by cooking down our berries. So I have here, I don't know, about 2.5 cups of frozen berries. I got these from the neighbor because mine didn't do anything much this year. You can use fresh ones, you can use frozen ones, whatever you want, but these are solidly frozen still. We're gonna put those in there, and then we're gonna cover these with water, just enough, just to the top. Now, you can make this cobbler with peaches, you can make it with cherries, which is my favorite. You can do any of those, but the more sour fruits are gonna need more sugar and that sort of thing. And if you're using a sweeter fruit like a peach, you'd wanna use a little bit less when we get to that point. But I'm just putting in, that was about 3 cups of water is what mine took to just barely cover the top of the berries. We're gonna turn this on high, bring it to a boil, and then I'll show you what to do next. So our berries are up to a boil now, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add about 3/4 cup of sugar. Now I'm using an organic cane sugar. You could use coconut sugar here if you want to, and you wouldn't have to use this much sugar if you have a berry that's not so tart, but mine are so sour. So all I'm gonna do is give this a quick stir and let that sugar dissolve. You don't have to boil these berries for a specific amount of time. I hope you can see that. Just get that sugar dissolved. So when you can feel it, kind of the graininess kind of disappear in the water, you've got it. That might take a minute or two, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this sugar dissolved in here. I'm gonna clean this stuff off, and then I'm gonna show you how to finish putting the cobbler together. Be back in just a second. We're gonna go ahead and put our batter together for our cobbler now. So I've got a 9-inch skillet kind of heating up on medium-high heat over here. We'll get to that in just a minute, it'll be fine. And we're gonna put this together. So I have a cup of self-rising flour. Now if you don't have self-rising flour, you can easily make it with baking powder and salt. I think the video for that is up on the channel. If it's not, I'll put one up for you really quick, but it's very simple, so you can do that. And then I have a cup of sugar. More sugar. Again, you can use coconut sugar here if you would prefer. This is organic cane sugar. Like I said, you can use regular old granulated sugar if you do that. It's whatever suits you. So we've got those here, and I've got my whisk, and I'm just gonna kind of combine those. If you don't use the self-rising flour, or you fail to add baking powder and salt to this flour, you're gonna end up baking a brick. It's not gonna do anything. It's gonna be rubbery and flat, so make sure you're using the correct flour. Then I am going to come in here with buttermilk. I mean, yeah, you can use regular, just regular milk if you want to, but I mean, why? We love buttermilk. I love the tang of that. Technically, it's supposed to be about 2/3 of a cup of milk in this recipe. I find that buttermilk is just a little bit thicker, and it usually takes a little bit more to get to the consistency we want, but we're going for kind of a pancake batter kind of texture here. And I've heard a rumor somewhere in this world that cobblers in other places are made with pie crusts. Like, where are these people and who does that? Because we don't do that in the South. Ours are very much more like a cake layer with our fruit in the bottom. So if you're looking for the version that uses a pie crust, I cannot help you because that's a pie. Totally different thing. All right, so you can see here what our batter looks like. It's thin enough, kind of drips off the spatula or off of our whisk there. This is a moon whisk. If you don't have one, I highly suggest you own one because they just take all the lumps out of everything just in an instant. Now, to assemble this, I'm gonna turn my heat up just a little bit here just to get the butter melted. That's a whole stick of butter. Now listen, I'm not afraid of butter, and you will see me use a lot of butter on this channel, but the reason I do is because I believe that good fats, including saturated fats like butter and coconut oil, are really good for us if you use a good kind. So a grass-fed butter. Don't be coming up in here with your country crock and your I can't believe it's not butter and all of that stuff, because that's made with vegetable oil, believe it or not. I want you to go down to the store and pick yourself up real deal butter. Now this is salted butter because primarily that's just what I use, unless I'm making a frosting or something that's got tons of butter in it where that salt might come through too much. I always use salted butter. It's just fine. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get this melted. And we're gonna come in here with our batter next. So what happens is this kind of self-separates. It'll kind of level out as it's cooking. It's pretty fabulous. So what you're gonna do is you're just going to pour your batter in, and we're going to pray that I haven't picked out a skillet that's too small for this. Hopefully everything will stay in. Just pour that batter in there. If you don't want a ton of, of batter or cakiness to yours, just don't put in as much, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take these berries that we've already cooked. You can cook your berries the day before and leave them in their water in the refrigerator, or 2 days before if you want to, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm using a slotted spoon, and I'm going to just kind of lift out the berries first. The berries get the priority here, so we're going to sprinkle those over the dough evenly. And then once we have all the berries in, we'll pour over the liquid. So if you want a really saucy, thickened sauce in the bottom of your cobbler, make sure that you put in all of the water. If you want yours to be more like a cake with fruit and just a little bit of sauce, put in a little bit less of the water. And then we're going to bake this at 400. And the amount of time it takes is going to vary depending on the size of the baking dish you're using. So some people, if you've got yours in a really wide, thin dish, it's going to cook a little bit faster. If you've got it in something deep and it's thicker, it's going to take a little bit longer. But you're looking at maybe 25 to 35 minutes roughly, something like that. I'm trying to be careful so I don't flood this thing. I'm going to put this on a cookie sheet before I put it in the oven, because they do bubble over. And if you've got yours very full, it's very likely that yours will bubble over. So put it on something so you don't make a mess in your oven, or put it in a deeper pan. I mean, there's an idea. And let me just get these in here for you. And then what you do is you just pour this. This is not a very smart idea right now. But see, you just pour your liquid over like that. I'll put in part of it. We'll say a little prayer here, and I'll get it to the oven. So pour it all in if you want it all in, okay? And then we'll take this to the oven and bake it up. You just want the berries to cook through, kind of bubbly in the middle, and all of your dough to cook through. So I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Okay, so our cobbler's out of the oven. It's still really, really warm, but we've got the perfect amount of batter and juice, and oh man, okay, let me get a good scoop out of here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That sauce is part of what makes it delicious. You just want plenty of that, a little extra, and because it just wouldn't be right if we didn't, a nice scoop of vanilla ice cream right on the top, if I can get it out. There we go. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful summer Southern dessert. For more Southern desserts, check out this playlist right here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.